So here's Trick or Treat Studios Frankenstein monster. What you see in the picture is what you think you're going to order. That's what you order. It's a great head sculpt, super paint job, nice hair. But what you get is not quite as nice. It's the Trick or Treat Studios Frankenstein monster mask as it arrives. You notice a little bit that the hair is definitely not the quality that you were expecting, and the paint job is pretty uneven. There's a lot of heavy shade on one side and not much shade on the other side. So it does leave a little bit left to be desired, but it can be worked on. It can be fixed. And this is the same mask that has been modified. It's had a hair job and it's had a repaint. And this is getting ready to get a foam fill. I've also cut out the eyeballs. This mask's eyes they look good. Great head sculpt. The artist was fantastic. But of course the paint job was horrible. And what I've done is I've got some eyes from a company called Deadhead Props, and I cut the eyes out and I've mounted these eyes inside the mask. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to foam fill this mask and use it on the prop that I built. Now I've taken this mask and I have used Gorilla Tape on the inside to cover the eye holes, the nose, ear holes with tape and firmed it up. Now I've also took the shipping bag that came with the figure and I put it inside the head, and then I'm going to fill it with foam. And the reason I put that shipping bag is in there is in case it doesn't really work, it'll be a lot easier to get the foam out. This will be my first foam head job, and it's an awful nice mask. I don't want to ruin it, so we're going to give it a good shot. I'm going to use some foam that's made by Loctite and tell you a little more about it. I watched a lot of YouTube videos about doing this, and the one that I really feel like I got the most out of was a video that was uploaded from Stilt Beast. And the guy's name is Alan Hops, and he does a foam fill mask of Michael Jackson, scary Michael Jackson mask. And he uses this Loctite type foam. It seems to recommend it over the other foams. So I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to see how bad I don't screw this up. Okay. Yep. Good old Dollar Tree bucket. This is Loctite foam, around $8. And we're going to take the mask. Like I say, I've covered the holes from the ears and the nostrils and have mounted some acrylic eyes in it and lined it in plastic. And I'm going to use this stuff. And as he mists the inside, he mists the foam when not a very misty type thing, but he uses water, sprays inside the area, and then on each layer of foam, which creates a skin. And we're going to give it a shot. First we're going to go do the very bottom, down along the bottom, about 1/5 of it. Not quite as accurate with this as he is. So, obviously I don't have the experience he has. I do know that we can take try putting a little bit more in there. Try to get it down into the bottom. In this one. That's what you get for a buck. Alright, we're going to let that sit for about 6 or 7 minutes. Okay, what you're doing is you gotta make sure that because you've created a skin with that water spraying on that foam, which Mr. Hops shows in his video, you can work that out along the edges. I'm not real thrilled that I put this bag in here. I probably won't do that ever again if I do any more foaming, because it won't go all the way out to the edges. Now maybe after it expands all the way, it will. But I think I kind of messed up by putting that foam or that plastic bag inside the mask. But this is my first one, and hopefully, since I do have the bag in there, I might be able to pull it out and restart if this doesn't work. I think this will probably work. I'll probably claim it's acceptable just because I'm lazy and I don't know if I want to redo it or not. But it looks pretty good in there. Spray the water in there first. I don't recommend buying this kind of can. This was a buck, but you might go ahead and splurge and spend 3 or 4 and get a better sprayer. So I'm going to let that water sit on it just a little bit. I'm going to shake the can up for 30 seconds. And spray it around in there again in the cavity. And let's see what kind of damage we can cause this time. Just got word that the new president has been elected. And the sun is shining, and we're still stuck with COVID, but things are looking up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some more in here. All right. Now, let's put another piece of tape on that. pre-pump the pump. There we go. We'll hopefully let that set up and get a scan. Alright, let it sit for about 5 minutes. You can actually put both my hands in there and work it. Because I've put a skin on there with that water that Mr. Alan Hops from his website shows. And that was really cool because normally this stuff would just glue itself to you. And the water trick is awesome. Thank you, Mr. Allen. I love your site. That guy Allen on his website, he made a foam skeleton body. I mean, he just has a lot of fun with that stuff. He's very creative. Where he comes up with this stuff, I don't know, but it's really awesome. Well, this stuff's working out pretty good. I'm anxious to see what happens in about 3 or 4 hours when it's all cured out. I'm sure it takes longer than that. I will be shaping the head after I fill it in some more. I'm going to go ahead and add some more foam. I'm sure I'm soaking it more than I should be, but I'm going to add some more foam. Let it sit for a few more minutes. And then add some more foam. And we'll see if we can fill this prop up here in a few minutes. It's got to stay upside down, folks. So we can put a skin on it. Right. You can see I'm taking this brush, working this foam all the way to the outside as much as possible to keep it in shape of the monster head, unless I store them. We'll sell this guy and probably make me another one. I know I'm going to take the trick-or-treat mask that I'm kind of stuck with. Yeah, when the first mask I got, I had actually pre-ordered it from somebody off of eBay way back in April, I believe. And it was supposed to arrive in September, first week. I was really looking forward to it. When these masks did get released in the first week of September, I had not received mine, and I noticed there was another one for sale on eBay, cheaper. So I went ahead and ordered it, paid for it, got it within 3 days, and still hadn't received the pre-order mask. So I was thrilled to have two. I knew I would sell one, resell one. But then the pre-order mask showed up, and this mask looked quite a bit like the pre-order mask, but the pre-order mask, they must have been in a hurry to get a lot of masks out because it was definitely a cheap paint job. The head sculpt is fantastic. The artwork on it, they really captured Karloff. And all the collectors will tell you that. They think this is the best mask. But the paint job is definitely leaves a lot to be desired. It's nothing like the photograph and a few models that they showed at displays at trade shows. So it's going to take a lot of work, but we'll turn the mask into a nicer one. And then I'll probably make another full-size prop out of it or relist it and sell it. These are a lot of fun, though. I love to play. My wife doesn't understand why 62-year-old people are wanting to play with giant monsters, but man, it beats reality. What do you say? Give it another dose of foam. It's pretty cool so far, though, isn't it? Let's take a peek at this guy. Not bad, huh? See that? The only thing I want to do is make sure that I get the neck area pushed in. Pretty cool. Looks good. Very nice head sculpt. I think the artist, I should know his name, need to give him props. Really did a fantastic job. Just a fantastic job. I'm a sculptor too, but I certainly can't capture real life and characters like these artists do. But I'll share some of my little sculptures. I do mainly small stuff. Let's give it another dose of water misting and put a little more stuff into it. All right. Oops, I forgot to cover the can. I hope that I can still make it work. All right, let's do it. Go. That looks good. And let's see if we can get this stuff off this can. There we go. I think we're still going to be okay on that. This can probably be all I need. See a little spot way down in the bottom I want to hit. So try to hit that first. Then I got that area. Get down here and get this one way down here. Hard to see when you got big old hands. Okay. Oops. Leaking out of the can now. It could be a problem. All right. I believe that's the end of that. I'm not going to push it. I don't want it to squirt everywhere. So we'll call that can done. All right. A little water mist on that. Squirt, 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 squirt. There we go. All right. Well, what do you say? We give it a few more minutes. Trick or Treat Studios mask is supposed to that you order. Yeah, there it is. And eye hole into this cut. And you can tell there's some variation in paint. Tried to repair that at the factory, tried to cover it up. So there you go. I'll be back in a minute and we'll check out the mask some more. Check out the foam head. Alright. We're looking pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking good. In the neighborhood. Well, I caught the coronavirus back around the end of the first week, beginning of the second week of March. And didn't realize I had it because I just ended up with a fever. And I had a fever of about 102 on average for 7 days straight, 7 days in a row. And I thought I was going to die the last night of my fever. And then I really just felt awful. My mother-in-law, who's around 93, she actually had COVID when she came. We believe she caught it in the hospital She had fallen and separated her shoulder, and we brought her to our house to help her get better. And I believe she had it. And she started getting sick and running a fever and just getting very disoriented. And within about 3 days, I started running a fever. And so my mother-in-law was actually bedridden for almost 2 months. And we managed to get some in-home health care. At that time, a lot of them weren't coming around because COVID had just started kicking everybody's ass and it started showing up. And so we had her live with us. And I had fallen the first week of March, slipped in a restaurant, going to my favorite taco store, walked into the bathroom, and the floor was wet. I slipped and fell, heard this really loud crack. Found out it was my left arm. I broke my left arm, my wrist in 2 places. And so while I was recovering with COVID and trying to help my mother-in-law, my wife was taking care of the both of us. And we're all still around. But my throat's been really kind of crazy since then. I think my voice has gotten a little weak or something. I don't know what, but I'm a singer. I do a lot of blues and stuff. And I think once I open it up again, start singing some more, maybe it'll clean up. But right now, I feel like, I don't know, Winnie the Pooh, or I don't know, Tigger 2. Not for sure who I sound like, but it's not, to me, it doesn't sound like my regular voice. So break and let this stuff set up, and we'll look at it in a little bit. All right, talk to you soon. I'm going to turn this camera off. I'm filming it on a camcorder, and then I'm going to play it back on my TV and film it off the TV. I don't know if that'll work or not. So this is the mask you get from Trick or Treat Studios when you order it. A little bit of a dip in that eyeball. Bad hair. And then this is my reboot. So tell me what you think. If you feel like leaving comments, you're probably going to give me comments like, stop submitting YouTube videos. Anyway, I'll get a little comparison of, once again, what you order and what you get. You get it in the mail. And if you can do a little customizing, what you can come up with. All right, folks. So we got this guy done. Film's pretty firm. It's been about an hour. The plastic bag did keep it from sticking to the inside of the model, and it's still got some flexibility to the rubber. I cut the bag. There's blue tape around that edge, and I trimmed that off, and I just stuffed the bag back into the hole. So that's pretty firm, and Monster has good shape. The nostrils, I'll simply just paint those black. Same with the ear holes. I'll blend all that in, and Frankie ought to be ready to either be here for next Halloween or go to a new home. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for hanging out with me today. And we've got a new president, so let's celebrate.